You've cut the noise around you, but have you ever questioned the noise inside you? What's on your plate, in your cup, on your fork, feeding the very ringing you're trying to escape? Because what if your tinnitus didn't begin in your ears, but in your gut, in your bloodstream, in the slow, silent choices made 3 times a day, every day for years? Most people think of tinnitus as a sound problem. But for those over 50, it's often a circulation problem, an inflammation problem, a nervous system problem, and all 3 are deeply influenced by your diet. That constant ringing, buzzing, or hissing in your ears isn't always about damage. Sometimes it's about what you're feeding or failing to feed your body. And while sound therapy and medication have their place, nothing is more powerful or more overlooked than what you put on your plate. Let's begin with the hidden enemy that no one warns you about: salt. Not just the salt shaker on your table, but the mountain of sodium hidden in canned soups, frozen meals, deli meats, breads, and sauces. Sodium increases your blood pressure and fluid retention, including in the delicate inner ear, where fluid balance is crucial. When your body holds on to too much salt, your inner ear can swell, increasing the perception of sound that isn't there. That's why so many people notice their tinnitus spike after a salty dinner or processed lunch. It's not your imagination, it's biology. And here's the next danger: sugar, especially the refined added kind hiding in your morning cereal-flavored yogurt, low-fat snacks, and even in things labeled as healthy. Sugar spikes your blood glucose, and those spikes cause an inflammatory cascade in your body. What does inflammation do? It aggravates your nerves, including the auditory nerve, responsible for processing sound. When that nerve is inflamed, it misfires. It becomes overly sensitive. You start hearing things that aren't there, not because you're imagining them, but because your body's under stress from what you just ate. You might say, but I don't eat much sugar. Think again. Most Americans over 50 are eating way more than they think, because sugar is hidden under names like corn syrup, fructose dextrose, maltodextrin. It's in your ketchup, your salad dressing, your bread, even your protein bars. Every time you eat it, you feed the flame. And for someone with tinnitus, that flame crackles in your ears. Then there's caffeine. It's a double-edged sword. For some, it's harmless. For others, it's a spark that sets off hours of ringing. Caffeine stimulates your central nervous system, which might feel like a pick-me-up, but to your already sensitive auditory system, it can feel like a siren. If you're drinking more than 1 or 2 cups a day, especially in the afternoon or evening, your nervous system may never get the break it needs to settle the noise. And worse, caffeine is a vasoconstrictor, meaning it narrows your blood vessels. And guess what your auditory nerve needs to function properly? Blood flow, oxygen, relaxation. But here's where it gets really tricky. Many people over 50 are unknowingly dehydrated, and it's sabotaging their hearing. Your inner ear relies on delicate fluid balances to transmit sound. Even mild dehydration, just 1 to 2%, can thicken this fluid-disrupting signal clarity. And yet most people are replacing water with coffee, tea, soda, or wine, all of which dehydrate you further. If your tinnitus worsens in the evening, ask yourself, how much water did I drink today? Not how much liquid. How much water? This leads us to one of the biggest secrets in the tinnitus diet connection: your gut health. You might think your ears and your intestines have nothing to do with each other, but modern science tells a different story. The gut-brain axis is real. When your gut is inflamed, whether from poor diet, antibiotics, stress, or age-related digestion changes, it sends distress signals to your brain. And where do those signals often show up? As mood changes, anxiety, sleep issues, and yes, tinnitus. If your gut is out of balance, your entire nervous system gets distorted, including how it processes sound. That's why people who start repairing their gut by eating fiber-rich vegetables, fermented foods, and cutting out ultra-processed junk often report surprising changes in their tinnitus. The sound might not vanish, but it becomes less aggressive, less intrusive. Why? Because the inflammation is going down. The alarm system is quieting. Now that you know what to reduce salt, sugar, caffeine in processed overload, what do you actually eat to support your hearing and soothe the ringing? That's where it gets hopeful, because the body, even in your 60s, 70s, or 80s, is still capable of healing, adapting, regenerating if you give it the right materials. You're not trying to cure tinnitus with food, but you are trying to support your nerves, reduce inflammation, and promote better circulation, all of which can dramatically influence the volume of your symptoms. So let's talk about the foods that can do that. Foods that should move from once in a while to every single week. Start with magnesium-rich foods. Magnesium is one of the most underrated minerals for people suffering from tinnitus. Why? Because magnesium helps relax blood vessels, improve nerve conduction, and reduce excitability in the brain's auditory pathways. That's a fancy way of saying magnesium helps calm the storm. Foods rich in magnesium include spinach, Swiss chard, black beans, avocados, almonds, and pumpkin seeds. You don't need to overhaul your whole diet, just begin incorporating these into your weekly meals. A handful of almonds in the afternoon, sautéed spinach with garlic, a bean salad with olive oil and lemon. Simple, powerful. Next, omega-3 fatty acids. Found in fatty fish like salmon sardines, mackerel, and flaxseed walnuts and chia seeds, these essential fats are anti-inflammatory and support vascular health, including in the tiny sensitive vessels that feed the inner ear. Some studies suggest that omega-3s may help protect against age-related hearing loss, which is often tied to worsening tinnitus. Think about that for a second. The ringing might not be caused by damage, but by the absence of circulation and the presence of inflammation. Omega-3s address both. Try eating fish 2 to 3 times per week, or add ground flax seeds to your oatmeal or smoothie. Then there's vitamin B12, a critical nutrient for nerve health, and often severely lacking in older adults, especially those taking acid-reducing medications. Low B12 levels have been linked to tinnitus, brain fog, balance issues, and even depression. If you eat animal products, you can find B12 in beef liver, sardines, eggs, and dairy. If you're vegetarian, a B12 supplement, methylcobalamin form, might be wise, but always ask your doctor before starting. You don't need megadoses. You need consistency. Let's not forget zinc. Zinc is involved in over 300 enzymatic reactions in the body, and its deficiency has been observed in some tinnitus sufferers. It supports immune function, cell repair, and crucially the function of the cochlea, the inner ear's sound-sensing structure. Good zinc sources include pumpkin seeds, lentils, chickpeas, cashews, beef, and quinoa, a bowl of lentil soup once a week, roasted chickpeas as a snack. These small shifts add up. But nutrition is not just about nutrients, it's about patterns. And one pattern that consistently helps people with tinnitus: stable blood sugar. When your blood sugar spikes and crashes, your brain's energy supply fluctuates wildly. That can trigger anxiety, irritability, and you guessed it, tinnitus. So instead of skipping breakfast or relying on toast and coffee, aim for protein plus healthy fat plus fiber in every meal. Think eggs and avocado, oatmeal with walnuts and cinnamon, Greek yogurt with berries and chia seeds. This combo keeps your blood sugar steady, your mood stable, and your ears calmer. And here's a bonus: most people don't think about hydration with electrolytes. Yes, plain water is essential, but if you're sweating more due to hot flashes, medications, or daily walks, you might be losing minerals your auditory system relies on. Instead of sports drinks, try adding a pinch of pink Himalayan salt and a squeeze of lemon to your water, or drink coconut water unsweetened. Electrolytes help your cells communicate. They help your ears process the signals more clearly. Now, what about things to enjoy? You'll be glad to know that berries, especially blueberries, are one of the best foods you can eat for tinnitus. They're rich in antioxidants that protect your nerves, your blood vessels, and your brain. Throw them into a smoothie, eat them fresh, or add them to oatmeal. And turmeric, that golden yellow spice, has powerful anti-inflammatory effects. Mix it into soups, stews, or even warm milk. A pinch a day could mean a quieter night. Don't think of this as restriction. Think of it as rebuilding your sound system from the inside out. You're not eating to survive. You're eating to restore. Every food choice is a message to your brain: I'm creating calm. I'm creating clarity. Now that you know which foods nourish your hearing and quiet your nervous system, the next step is just as critical: how you eat when you eat, and how consistently you feed your body what it actually needs. Because even the best food can't work its magic if it's eaten in chaos, skipped meals, rushed bites, irregular timing. Tinnitus isn't just aggravated by ingredients, it's aggravated by stress. And nothing stresses your system more than metabolic confusion, when your body doesn't know when the next nutrients are coming or how to process them. So let's start with the truth most seniors ignore: skipping meals is sabotage. When you skip breakfast or push lunch to 3 p.m., Your blood sugar dips, your cortisol spikes, and your nervous system goes into survival mode. Guess what happens then? Your brain becomes hypersensitive. That buzzing in your ears, it feeds off instability. That's why eating on a rhythm, not a diet. A rhythm is essential. Aim for meals every 4 or 5 hours, not snacking all day, not grazing mindlessly, but structured meals that give your body time to digest, absorb, and rest. And let's talk about breakfast. It's the most misused meal in America. For most seniors, it's toast, cereal, juice, coffee. All carbs, all sugar, all spike, no stability. If you want to help your tinnitus, you need a breakfast that grounds you. Start with protein eggs, Greek yogurt, a scoop of protein powder in a smoothie. Add fiber berries, flaxseed oats. Add healthy fat avocado nuts, a drizzle of olive oil. This isn't about flavorless food. It's about functional food. Every ingredient you choose either fuels the fire or cools it down. Let's build a sample day that speaks directly to your nervous system. Breakfast 2, scrambled eggs with spinach, 1 slice of sprouted grain toast with avocado, and a handful of blueberries. Water with lemon and a pinch of salt. No coffee until after food. Lunch, grilled salmon salad with arugula, quinoa, olive oil, pumpkin seeds, and red bell pepper. Sparkling water or herbal tea. Maybe a square of dark chocolate, 85% for a treat. Dinner, lentil soup with turmeric, a side of steamed broccoli, and half a baked sweet potato with cinnamon. Chamomile tea or warm almond milk before bed. This isn't a diet. This is a conversation between your food and your brain. Each bite says calm, balance, steady now. Now let's tackle how you eat. Are you chewing thoroughly? Sitting upright, breathing between bites. Most people eat with the TV on, phone in hand, stress in mind. They swallow fast. They don't even remember the flavor. And then they wonder why they're bloated, gassy, foggy, and yes, ringing. Here's the secret: digestion starts in the mouth, not the stomach. Chewing triggers enzymes. Slow eating reduces stress hormones. That means fewer gut issues, less inflammation, and a calmer brain. So turn off the screen. Sit down, smell the food, chew 20 times before swallowing. It sounds small, but for someone battling tinnitus, it could mean the difference between a peaceful night and another restless one. You may also want to explore timed eating windows, not strict fasting, but gentle boundaries, like eating between 8 a.m. and 7 p.m., giving your body 12 to 14 hours at night to rest, digest, and reset. This overnight pause lowers inflammation and improves cellular repair. You don't need extremes, you just need rhythm. And hydration, make it sacred. Start your day with a tall glass of water before anything else. Add lemon, cucumber, or mint if you like. Sip throughout the day, not gallons, just steady replenishment. If you're feeling fatigued, foggy, or louder than usual ringing, try an electrolyte-rich drink instead of caffeine. 1 pinch of salt, a squeeze of lime, a teaspoon of honey. That alone can restore your mineral balance and ease tension in your head and neck. Let's be clear, this is not about being perfect. It's about being consistent. You don't have to cook gourmet meals, you don't have to cut out every indulgence, but you do need to pay attention. Your ears are paying the price for decades of mindless eating. It's time to eat like someone who wants clarity again. You've learned what to reduce, you've learned what to eat, you've even discovered how to eat slowly, consistently with purpose. But there's still one missing link that most forget: how you live around the food. Because even the cleanest diet in the world can't help you if your mind is tense, your body is tight, your sleep is shallow, and your days are lived in reaction. Tinnitus isn't just a sound, it's your nervous system shouting, "I'm overwhelmed." That's why your diet must work hand in hand with your lifestyle. Because peace doesn't live in a supplement. It lives in rhythm and rest in breath. Let's start with sleep. One night of poor sleep increases inflammation, disrupts blood sugar, spikes cortisol, and makes tinnitus louder. So how do you eat for better sleep? You stop drinking caffeine after 12 p.m. You finish your last meal at least 3 hours before bedtime. You limit sugar, especially at night, and you include magnesium-rich foods like dark leafy greens or a small serving of almonds to help relax your body naturally. Try warm herbal tea. Try a banana with a spoon of almond butter. Make bedtime a ritual, not a crash. And then there's movement, not punishment, not cardio extremes, just movement. Daily walking light, stretching, even gardening, all of it improves circulation, reduces stress hormones, and oxygenates your brain. And oxygen is key to calm hearing. Try walking after lunch. Try stretching your neck and shoulders after dinner. Let your food digest your body, flow your mind. Exhale. Next, you must examine your stress loops, because stress isn't just a feeling, it's a biological storm. And food is both the spark and the extinguisher. When you feel anxious, do you reach for chips, wine, sugar? Those only fan the flames. Instead, learn to feed stress with grounding food, warm soup, roasted vegetables, herbal infusions. Make your meals slower. Put on calm music. Light a candle. Make dinner a moment of pause, not just fuel. And here's where it all comes together, your story. Because if you've been living with tinnitus, you've likely been living with frustration, hopelessness, maybe even fear. You've been searching for a cure when what you needed was connection to your body, to your breath, to your habits. Your food is not just about nutrients. It's about self-respect. Every healthy bite is an act of reclaiming your clarity. So here's your challenge. A 7-day plan, not a diet, a rhythm. 7-day tinnitus-friendly eating rhythm. Day 1, breakfast, scrambled eggs with spinach and avocado. Lunch, chicken quinoa. Salad with olive oil, walnuts, blueberries. Dinner, lentil soup, roasted carrots, turmeric tea. Day 2, breakfast, oatmeal with flaxseed, cinnamon, almond milk. Lunch, tuna lettuce wraps, cucumber salad. Dinner, baked sweet potato, grilled salmon, steamed broccoli. Day 3, breakfast, Greek yogurt with chia seeds and berries. Lunch, lentil and veggie stir-fry. Dinner, ground turkey lettuce wraps, sautéed kale. Day 4, breakfast, protein, smoothie with banana flax and spinach. Lunch, sardine and chickpea salad with lemon dressing. Dinner, zucchini noodles with pesto, grilled chicken. Day 5, breakfast, 2 boiled eggs, 2 avocado tomato slices. Lunch, quinoa with black beans, red pepper, cumin, cilantro. Dinner, wild rice, roasted cauliflower, seared tofu. Day 6, breakfast, almond butter on sprouted toast, chia tea. Lunch, salmon salad with pumpkin seeds and beets. Dinner, butternut squash soup, steamed greens. Day 7, breakfast, berry smoothie, ground, flax plant protein. Lunch, roasted veggie bowl with tahini dressing. Dinner, baked cod, garlic, sautéed spinach, quinoa. Each day, drink at least 8 glasses of water. Try warm tea in the evening. Move your body gently. Eat without screens. Sleep with intention. And notice not just the silence around you, but the silence returning within you. This isn't just a diet. This is a declaration that your body is still listening, that your ears still respond, that food is not just medicine. It's memory, it's presence, it's power.